to Artist in Recovery. Morning, Darryl. P. How are we doing this morning? I think you're having conniption fits or brain farts. 6:04 in the morning, West Coast time, 17th of September, November. I'm not alive. Wait, not alive yet. No, I was trying to watch your stuff and how freaked out you are. You hadn't watched movies or read books in the past, have you? Yeah, I've seen the gloom and dooms. I've watched a lot of the gloom and dooms they had out there, and yeah, it's pretty damn freaky. Things that could happen hadn't happened, and now you're looking at this thing and thinking, "Oh my God, it's going to be the real thing." Give me a frickin' break. Yeah, give me a frickin' break on that one. I know we probably said Trump wasn't making an office. Now he's in the office. Now it's just you're allowing fear to take control in this one. I'm not saying allow the Trumplicans to win one way or another. I'm just saying that you're having too much fear on this one. It's true that I like to study the history, but I'm not studying the hysteria as everyone else is running around. But I'm trying not to freak out about the thing in the first place. So yeah, I checked out the sites that you got and see that they're streaming this thing. Yes, it is about a decade old, and there's a lot of reasons for people to watch this stuff because they're afraid as hell. Well, let them. Bring it on. Bring it on. Because now you're trying to push something. Fear and paranoia. We've already had and always had the fear and paranoia ever since we had forecast soothsayers out there trying to tell us, run away! We're going to be! We're going to be! We're going to be! Unless we know the danger is coming, actually. We just run away at someone else's instance. No, I'm sorry. I'm a latecomer. If the danger is coming, let's face the damn shit. If there's going to be an earthquake, I'm not escaping the damn thing. If it's going to be a hurricane, bring it on. I can't run away from the damn thing anyway. I'm too damn old and too damn fat for it. If there's going to be a mass shooting, it's a different story altogether. Barricade, hunker down, and just wait. And don't get the damn camera out, not unless you need to. But if I'm going to have somebody going to tell me that I got a fear because of this damn movie, oh, give me a break. Similar, we've had. You ever heard of Nostradamus? Please tell me that you heard of Nostradamus. He's already been right. He'd already wrote centuries ago about some of the stuff that happened, and has made converters. He's made conversions out there, and people freaking out about what about this? What about this? What about this? Yeah, what am I going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? You going to run stalking? Try this one, pal. Remember the Y2K that came out about 23 years and some odd days, or was that 25 years ago and some odd days? They started a countdown for the Y2K bug. Let me tell you a story on that. This one here. I had a company I was working for, telecom, uh, medical insurance, but I had a telecom unit in there for customer service. So I was the schmuck answering the doctors and hospitals calls concerning about eligibility and benefits and claim statuses for the people. And then the countdown was coming nearer and nearer for the Y2K. Everybody was freaking that we're going to have the end of the world. My family at home's like, okay, what are we going to do, John? Not a damn thing, Ma. It's going to hit, it's going to break us down. We download everything else we can on the thing and hope it blows over and passes and everything else. They were afraid that the computer program that we had a long time ago installed into the Windows and Apples and stuff like that, and every other system out there would have a conniption fit when it came down to Y2K because they were working up to 1999, and after that, they don't know if the systems are actually going to be working after that. Major networks, companies, all trying to get people to basically batten down the hatches, including the company I worked for, Blue Cross. And they were running us through scenarios, and we're trying to test things out, we're testing things out, and we're testing things out. And by the time Y2K came up, nothing happened. No global pandemic, nothing happened. The world didn't come to an end, the world didn't stop. We didn't get crashing asteroids, we didn't get the computers blowing up, we didn't have anybody running outside and jumping off of high places just to end up as tomato splatter. We didn't have that. We freaked, and I got paid overtime. But they freaked. I mean, it was something to do for the company. I just got hired permanently, and I was earning a little bit more money because of the experimentation we're doing for about a weekend. Just to make sure that this thing was going to run until we actually had the Y2K hit. But that's not this situation, is it? We got too many people out there freaking me out with the politics. They were freaking me out for years since Trump got in office. But we already had the extremists out there doing their own business before Trump got in office. I have to look at these things as perspective. So, Trump did his bit with the Middle East, made rich off of it. But he didn't solve a damn thing. Not a damn thing. We had COVID. He had something called Warp Speed Program. And it was the scientists busting their ass off trying to get a vaccination going. And the health department's still getting yelled and screamed at because they're fake news. Trump's got this stuff. He's got this. He suggests this. And actually, some people actually followed his dumbass decisions, and look where they ended up. We both know how that went. But I'm not going to contribute any more fear and panic from some dumbass movie. I did that a long time ago, dude. You don't remember it. Not about me personally, but at the times. You remember about the Cold War? Or are you too high during that time to remember what kind of a threat of nuclear weapons we were under? And that would have been worse than what we're dealing with right now. If you remember studying your history at all, or are you fried out on that one there too, pal? Because when we were both born, we were at the tail end of the Cold War, or coming close to it anyway. We had the Karl Marx theory going through Europe, filtered through the America between, 1890 through 1910. So it was filtering through, and we were getting the idea of what communism would be. We had communist parties, a little here, a little there, a little there, influencing people left and right. And a lot of people didn't like it. I know the J. Edgar Hoover and his FBI guys didn't like it. Massive investigations. Massive investigations. We still didn't like it because they were infiltrating and they were against the American way. While we were having World War II, we were still looking for communists. And since they were infiltrating Hollywood, they were really focusing on the stars and their own activities outside of the film studios. As soon as the war ended, we had some military leaders out there who wanted to continue the war against Russia. We already had our equipment there. We were just too much hungry for a fight. And since we picked on something political, such as communist, Patton wanted to kick ass on Stalin. Didn't happen. But we did start with the Cold War. We were afraid that the Red Scare was going to be threatening every country up to the doorstep of the United States. We'll turn communist, we'll turn socialist, we'll turn against the American way. Didn't happen. Or several countries did turn communist, but it didn't happen on our doorstep. FBI was going crazy. They were still looking for the dirty, rotten traitors. McCarthy stepped in. Senator McCarthy, long time ago, started the anti-American hearings. He was starting up anti-American commission. And he went after people. Lowlifes like you to high rollers in the studios or executives. He even went after the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. His Senate hearings are getting shut down because after that one. But in the process, while we were looking for communists on the outside and communists inside, and we're just freaking out with the Red Scare itself, Russia, had already formed their own weapons. China already formed their own weapons thanks to stolen technology. So we had a nuclear club started. We had enough fissionable material to blow the world up 10 times over, or more than that. We developed a hydrogen bomb. Russia made the hydrogen bomb. China made hydrogen. And we got nuclear. Larger group now. Several more countries added to it because they're doing it. But during our time of going against the communist scare, we had Korea to deal with until we had the 38th parallel. There's still technically a state of war between North and South. North being the communist. Communist, my ass. Dictator, authoritativeship. That's what they are. Bullies. And they're sending troops over to Ukraine, by the way. Fight against the Ukrainians. Benefiting Putin one way or another. So in one way, we're still fighting the Cold War. Just unofficially. I remember so much hearing about the duck drop cover. We did that for the nuclear scare until it got to a point where we were using it for earthquakes. We realized that in a flimsy school, when you have a nuclear blast, those walls are not going to be protective. We kids were too stupid to figure that one out. But the adults made us believe in that one. We had the Red Scare menace. Until Russia officially dropped its United Soviet Socialist Republic. It just became the Russian assholes they are now. You keep getting Putin in here because Putin's the only one who keeps running. He keeps killing off his people left and right. Who says we don't have a Cold War going on? He's pushing buttons left and right. This Antichrist shit. There's a lot of people out there in the religious community that are still believing that there are certain political parties out there, or even leaders of them, happen to be part of the Antichrist movement or something like that. They're talking about it. They're scared of it. We got pastors out there feeding upon it. We got these mega churches feeding upon them. We got some churches out there trying to fight against it. If that wasn't bad enough. Now I got to prepare for Revelation. We've already had apocalyptic movies and novels trying to tell us what kind of dystopian nature we're going to be in. I took it with a grain of salt. I didn't believe in any of it. I still don't. Unless I'm going to see it, and then I'll say, okay, fine, I believed you in that one. But I'm not running around panicking just yet. If you're going to be telling me that we're going to be nailed by a meteor coming down from the sky, where am I going to run to? If we're going to have a planet be collided with another planet, such as ours colliding into another planet, say Planet X, what am I going to do about it? Not a damn thing. We're going to have the moon falling from the sky and hitting the earth. What am I going to do about it? Not a damn thing. If we're going to have the sun cook us with extensive radiation, I'll go inside. That's about it. We're going to be having this man-made crap going on. I have no power regarding the Middle East or Ukraine. And I sure as hell used up all the political power we actually had in trying to vote out Trump, and yet he won by electoral college. And he's keeping the damn thing too. But if you notice, his own people are belly aching. The winners are whiner babies. We can't think about this one. We can't think about them. No, 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 no. Wait. You gotta do it our way. You gotta do it our way. Bully, 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 bully. You know what I gotta say about all of it? Bite them. So, in regards to the movie being a scary, accurate portion of it, you gonna let your fear run ragged at this point? Probably. If I'm going to have the police coming through the door, they better have a damn good reason for throwing out the U.S. Constitution. They got no jurisdiction. Now, unless I'm going to start threatening and being a belligerent, going against a quote-unquote government, whatever that is going to be next, because I'm saying some nasty wasties at them. Even the current government administration, I can only go so far when it comes down from my videos. I couldn't insult the living crap out of the current president unless I really had something to say about it. And it's political free speech, and as long as they're following the Constitution, I'm okay, right? The thing we should be scared more about is the repubs, or the Trumplicants, I call them, are going to be changing the rules and regulations and laws around. That's what I got to be more worried about instead of a damn fucking movie. And, as I keep saying, I blame the voters because we're dumb enough to vote those assholes in. So guess what? What else I got to do? What else I got to say or do? I'm going to say, fuck the movie. The Antichrist is coming. He's already been here. If he's making this moves, he's making this moves. If we're going to be feeding the beast that wants more blood out of us, that's what I got to say about it. You can see her. You can run. You can scream your head off like Chicken Little. You can plead for your life on that one because of a movie. I'm looking at reality. Yeah, I know you're looking at reality. You're trying to compare it to everything else. Hell, if you'd seen the stuff I've seen, this is mild compared to what we're going through right now. I've seen heavier stuff. And believe me, it gave me nightmares. There was a movie back in, I think it was in the late 80s, early 90s. Let me see, it was called The Day After on that one. That scared the fuck out of me on that one, shit. The Day After film came out in, when the hell was it? 1983. 1983, dude. We're kids. We're teenagers. We're going through the ropes of high school if we were going through it. But we were at the cusp. We were at the end, nearly the end of the Cold War. We never knew it. We were still under the threat of nuclear weapons. Someone had to burp their ass of making this damn thing, of more scare shit, and putting it on ABC News. Oh, by the way, Musk wants ABC News, actually ABC Network, eliminated. Hey, Musk, bite me. I'm not using your Starlink and I don't want to. The movie came out, scared the hell out of everybody. I saw the movie. Gave me nightmares for years. Just about. I'd seen a few other movies that actually had more end of the world. Try an alien invasion in the form of asteroids pelting the Earth. It was called Without Warning. That one scared the hell out of people. Or Special Report. Charleston, North Carolina. That movie came out. Yeah, let me make sure I get that one right. I gotta get my fingers working. Special Bulletin. That was called 1983. Same year. How about that one? And we thought this was a real network. Someone I didn't even hear about. And they played it. And it was talking about this mad professor who wants all nuclear proliferation stop, no more nuclear weapons. He wanted all specialized equipment off of each nuke under his control so no one would launch a nuclear weapon. He was that afraid of it. He was that afraid of it to the point where he's making, or actually he created, a bomb, a nuke bomb, and placed it in the harbor of Charleston. I think it was South Carolina or North Carolina. Let's get that one screwed up. Give me a second here. South Carolina. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure I had my geography right. And okay, that's cool. So geography. Well, if he couldn't get the world, he'd get the United States government to disable its weapons, and he want the whole thing cut on live television. He didn't want anything else. So he brings a nuclear. He makes his own nuclear bomb with fissionable material he purchased somewhere. Puts it on a tugboat or a small craft anyway, in the middle of the harbor, and he threatens people's lives. Something screwed up at the end. Firefight happened. The professor is dead. He's got the codes to stop the bomb, and the bomb goes off. I think this was supposed to have been like I don't know. I mean, this damn thing got broadcasted back in March, according to Wikipedia, and it really wasn't. It really wasn't. I mean, it could have been Halloween right there. I mean, it could have scared the living crap out of people. It's almost the same equivalent. It was back in what 38, 39 that we actually had the War of the Worlds. Um, what the hell did I have that one? War of the Worlds radio broadcast. So when 1938, how about that one? Halloween. So we had that fictional stuff to scare the crap out of us. What was happening in 1938? What was happening in 1983? Scratching your heads on that one. Okay, let me tell you. 1938, World War II. Europe was getting invaded and getting their ass kicked by Germany. And England was fighting for its life. We were doing the supply runs. We didn't want to get ourselves involved in the shooting war at all. On the European side, on the Pacific coast, we actually had mercenaries signing up for Chinese defense to keep Japan from invading China and the rest of the waters, but basically China. The world was already at war at that point. And the nation panicked in 1930. Actually, yeah, the nation panicked over 1938 because of a damn radio program. And we already had the Antichrist in its form happening. We had the Axis powers. We even had Russia trying to be bad guys. 1983. Didn't we also have something about having issues in Central and South America? Fighting a drug war during that time? Okay, let's see what we have. By the time the movie was out for the day after, this came out in, when was the date? November 20th, 1983. Well after Halloween. 1983, November 7th, we had a Senate bombing, explosion inside the Capitol. What was happening before then? Because I know we actually had stuff happening around those times. Famous birthdays. How about in October? Assassination attempt in October. Lebanon Civil War. Beirut bombing. In October of the 23rd, we actually had the United States been attacked by Lebanon. Technically, we were at a state of war with them. But we didn't go into bombing or anything about that one. But there were some things happening in this time period that was scaring the hell out of people left and right. Cold War. Korean Airlines in September of '83 got shot down by a Soviet Union jet, a fighter jet, when a commercial aircraft mistakenly got into Soviet airspace. Kill. 269 died that day. They said it was admitting to the shooting on the 6th and didn't know if it was civilian or not. Soviet Union on the 12th of September of '83 vetoed a UN Nations Security Council resolution deploring the Soviet shootdown of a Korean civilian jetliner. And Menachem Begin resigned in Israel. Oh yeah, I mean hell, if you go back in the histories on this thing, you'll see a lot of ugly and violence and stuff like that happening. What do we have right now? Let's say we have ugly and violence for the past few years in Ukraine. We've got the Middle East exploding since last year, worse than before. And what drove me crazy is the United States saying that we should still support Israel and elimination and extermination of the Palestinian people. I already made clear on that one. So, why are we focusing on a damn movie when we see reality being played out? I know, because how close it was. Well, every time there was books and movies out there that were getting too damn close. And yes, I made references of that thing. But is it changing anything? It's good for reference. It's good for reference, but that's about it. I'm not laughing about the book. Or maybe I should. Maybe I should laugh at the book. Because if we are in end times, then we're truly fucked, aren't we? Well, you had world wars happening. We've had bank bubbles regarding real estate fall out like crazy. We've had depressions. You want to look back in the past, you'll see empires conquering places and then drop kicking them, and they get drop kicked. Problem is, we got crazier with our damn software, our technology, and this is what's going to scare the crap out of us. If I'm going to allow every damn Tom, Dick, and Harry movie out there, or any kind of story that's going to tell me that this is it, and now we should be panicking over the damn shit, I'm going, no, just use it as historical, or for you, hysterical facts and figures. If your choice is to be flummoxed by all that damn shit, there's a lot of things happening in the past that can flummox you just as well that are elements to what we're happening right now. We just only studied the damn shit in the first place. Because that's more scarier than someone else's interpretation.